Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Before you get it, baby, show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. You walk right past me, pretending like you don't see what's yours for the taking tonight. Ooh, show me your soul, baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Can't you see it's way past time? How expensive do I have to be? And then I spell it out before you get it, baby. Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine.
Ooh, I almost forgot to put myself into the broadcast. I was sitting here playing with the phone, talking to Weekly Dose of Dano. Dano, if you're watching, I'll take care of that when we get rid of the show. Get rid of the show. Finish the show? Lord, it's the meds, y'all. It's the meds. Yes, here's a little, boy, I didn't realize drugs can be fun. I'm just kidding. Oh, I'm feeling 1,000,000% better. Yes. Yesterday, I went and saw my doctor, Dr. Jonessa. And I know you think, you got a black woman, doctor? She ain't black. Everybody thinks that. She is not, but she was named after a black lady. So there you go. Jonessa, the best doc I've ever had. She hooked me up, gave me some steroids. She gave me some, what do you call those things? Antibiotics. Found out, she said, oh, you had just like a summer cold. I told you guys a couple weeks ago when it was raining during the day and there was a rainbow. So I told Brian, get the phone. I'm going to go out and get some content. So I go running out in the yard. There were rabbits and they were just jumping up in the air and flipping and stuff. So, and I went out there and I feed them so they don't run. So I was out there and it was raining, but the sun was out. And then I came back into this igloo known as our house because some certain person has to have it at 60 something. Right. I'm like this now, but ordinarily See, he's leaving to go to his office, and I turned the air off in here because it's like, you know. I mean, come on now. I'm on blood thinners because I had that blood clot a couple years ago. Remember, I came back from India and had a blood clot. So I'm on those things, and they make me like this. So anyway, we figured it out. So I'm feeling a lot better. I went to the health club this morning. They put the mask mandate back this week. And boy, had I gotten used to being on that treadmill, I was killing it too, right? Before. Now that mask, I pull it out, sneak it down below my nose, hoping nobody looks, you know, because you know people give you those looks. You know how it is. Don't have a mask on. I mean, you can't, funny how you can't tell when people are smiling behind the mask, but you can sure tell when they're not. So anyway, things are great, things are great, things are great, and they're going to become greater. Why? Because of you and because of us. When we come together, we fulfill one of the greatest promises in the universe, that where we two more and more come together, something wonderful is going to happen. Today's no exception. So remember that guest a couple weeks ago, the one with the book, the one I met in Las Vegas who canceled? Yep, did it again, but I was ready for his butt this time. I said, I'm not putting a promo out. It started yesterday morning. I'm not putting a promo out till you call me. Then what did he do? Butt dialed me at 4 o'clock in the morning. And for 3 minutes, there was nothing but you could hear him singing and stuff on the phone. I'm not going to mention his name. Oh, my. There it is. Who can read lips out there? Now, try to sue me for that. I ain't said nothing. There you go. I'm kidding. Anyway, we spoke, and he's going to get it together. He's a kid. He's a kid. So she's not. She is not. Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo, y'all say hello to her and welcome to the show. She's my sidekick, my bestie, and I love me some Lucy. Oh, that was a bit hot. So, but I got meds. Burn my lips off. I got meds. I'll heal in minutes. So anyway, what a wonderful, wonderful day. Welcome, everybody, to the first day of September. Can you believe it? Where in tarnation did the summer go? I don't feel like we haven't had one party yet, but we got it coming up. When is it? The 18th of September. So excited. Now, I need you guys' help, though, about this party. Tell me what you think. Both my husband, Brian, and I are vaccinated. I know there's a lot of, I see you in the green room, Tracie. I saw your bottom lip start quivering like, oh, you're going to go there. And there's the people who aren't. Fine. If you like it, I love it. I choose to be vaccinated. That's just how it goes. But we decided, because when we were in Las Vegas, the event, you couldn't come in to any of the parties or anything unless you were fully vaccinated. And they had people out there reading your foreheads and wrists and stuff. And I was like, that's kind of smart, because if I'm vaccinated and I am the host of something, why should I undo my doing by, hi, Lucy, I see you back there. Look at Lucy, you guys. Lucy, she's the shop. Oh, that's Ethel. I should have known. I didn't call you. Where are you? So anyway, oh, hi, Lucy. Ethel. I'm telling you, that's the girl. That's the macho one in this house. Hey, Ethel, say hi to everybody. So anyway, we've decided, after opening our big mouths to our closest people about the party, I still have to do the event page, but we're going to only invite people who are fully vaccinated. Now, what do you think they're going to say, those who are not? I'm praying. Help me, Lord. Help me. But anyway, it's not that I'm on the fence about that decision, but I am vested in putting it into the invitation in a nice way that doesn't offend anybody. And I don't want to start, I'm just keeping real shit with anybody. But, it's almost like politics or religion. You don't want to talk about it, but sometimes we have to. So I really could use you guys' help on that. What do you think? How should I phrase that? I mean, come on. Delta is more than an airline. There you go. So anyway, as a veteran, I just want to say thank you, Jesus. Finally, a 20-year war is over. And I use the term loosely because we still have people, Americans that are there that weren't able to get out because couldn't get to the airport. You certainly don't want to go by land. And those are the only two ways to move about. And so prayers for those who are still there, and prayers that this thing does what it's supposed to do. You know, so there it is. Let's leave it at that. Good morning to you all. Let's see. I'm still thinking about that stuff. Let me tell you what I did, y'all. No, because I don't want y'all going and reading it. I'll tell you. Daniel Echeverria, I'm using, I'm my own coach, and I'm his coach. And I was trying to hurry and get my homework done on these powerful meds this morning. And thought I was copying and pasting about tomorrow's guest. And I done put all Daniel's business out there. Drawers, socks, his toothbrush, everything. And he said, you put all my information out. Right. Well, at least, oh, wait. That's right. It wasn't all good. It was pros and cons. Sorry. So anyway, like I say, if you don't want the world to know, you shouldn't do it. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna get that fixed as soon as we get out of here. Lord. But anyway, today, since we had a cancellation, I'm so excited because Tracie Randolph, she's one of the Ask the Experts expert, and she's speaking tonight. She's speaking at an online virtual event, and I'm so excited because I've heard what she's going to talk about, of course, because we've been running it in our sessions, and I don't want anybody to miss it. So I said, hey, Tracie, since I had a guest cancel, why don't you come on in and tell the folks about this event tonight? I believe it's for women. I need to have something for just men. Women, it's not just for women. Okay, it's for everybody. That's right. She told me that. Okay, scratch that thing about just for men. Wait a minute. Why does that sound familiar? Just for men. Oh, that's that dye, which I need to get some of. Grays, but I ain't growing a beard anytime soon. But I did find a gray eyebrow the other day. Has that started happening to any of you all? Miss Sandi just came to. Miss Sandi, like on Drag Race. Vanjie. Miss Sandi is here. Sandi Loncar stepped up. She sent me an awesome guest, you guys, that is going to be on in the next couple weeks. And Sandi came and joined us for Teresa Griffin's concert a couple months back. And she also celebrates with us at, it was 2 years yesterday, actually, the next Impactor competition. Where we crowned Tamara Hunter, the very first Impactor champion. And Sandi was there. I don't know if Sandi's been to a Power of We, but we're going to get her to April 28th at the Stan Mansion here in Chicago. And for those of you who want to join us, start planning now. More deets to come. You can head over right here to powerofwesymposium.com, partnering with Anton J. Jason Cisneros, the king of the Misfit Nation, and a bunch of his people. We're doing something a little different this year with Power of We, where we have a theme, and it is keeping our kids safe. What we want to do is not just talk to the kids about how to look around in parking lots, because kids are getting snatched right out of malls and front yards and school yards. And so we want to do all kinds of things: breakout rooms, panels, kid speakers, adult speakers. Our vendors will be down in the lower ballroom of the Stan Mansion. We have great food, fellowship together. We all walk that red carpet, paparazzi's out there, you posing and hair toss, done my nails, da, 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 da. I heard that on trail this morning on the what was it called? Treadmill. Lord Jesus. Keep your senior moments at bay, people. I'm telling you. And for those under 40, quit playing. Y'all have them. You just don't realize it. They're junior moments. You'll see. Watch. Keep getting older. Watch. So anyway, I'm going to bring both of these divas in and see. We're just going to talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. We're going to let Tracie talk about tonight's event. And then we're going to see what was it that actually lured Miss Sandi up in here. I want to know. Here they come. Sandi Loncar and Tracie, the Reset Coach Randolph. Oh, ooh, too close even for me. There.
There we
Well,
go.
hello.
Hello, hello.
How are you all?
Fantastic. How are you?
Good. I'm undressing this screen a little because I want to say, oh yeah, you put Miss Sandy in. Miss
Well-
Sandy.
I was at the Power of We, Lauren, and I'd like to talk a little bit about my experience there.
Okay, you were
Yes,
Chicago or Atlanta?
Chicago. I was at
Okay.
the first one.
You know, I thought, but I didn't want to misspeak. Where's that thing? Okay, there it is. Okay,
Yes.
there. Miss Sandy.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, good. I want to introduce you two wonderful people, beautiful, beautiful people to each other. Sandy, Loncar, meet Tracie, the reset
Sandy.
coach. Randolph.
Nice
Yes.
to meet you.
So, Tracie, why don't you start? Tell us about this event tonight,
Mhm.
what you plan on presenting, and how the folks can get there.
Sure. All righty. So, everybody, the event tonight is called Unleash Your Greatness. It was started by Sarai Namor, who is the founder of Circle of Champions Worldwide, which is a nonprofit organization. She is doing this 5-night event, 22 speakers. So 2 nights have already gone by. So if you've missed it, you want to connect with Circle of Champions Worldwide so that you can go back and watch the replay of Monday and Tuesday evening. But tonight, the event starts at 7 p.m. You guys, it is a free event, and you can get that event at yourgreatness.eventbrite.com. Thank you, Lauren, for putting that on the screen. I will be speaking tonight, you guys, and I'm so excited about it. And this is really about just what the title says, Unleash Your Greatness. So it really is about how people have overcome to becoming who they currently are and how they've gotten past a lot of their challenges, how they've broken through. So I'm going to be talking about my story tonight. And I don't really want to give it away, but I will be giving you my story on how I have overcome to becoming.
Awesome. Now, what time does this start? And what time zone are you referencing when
It's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's 6 for us.
6 p.m. Central.
Okay, and are you right on at 7 or
No, I'm the second speaker tonight.
Okay, and it's 20 minutes per speaker, right?
It's 20 minutes per speaker. Yes.
Okay, so make sure you get there by 7:30 Eastern if you want to
join at 7. Join at 7. Join at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's gonna be good.
I know, because you right too, because you already know. I know anybody in my family that's gonna plan to watch, and I know Joy's watch, cousin Joy. Hey, she'll be like, you know how we are. I'm just saying, well, you know they ain't gonna start on time. We get there around 7:15. Remember that? Hey, do y'all remember?
We used to do that a lot.
Okay,
growing up.
Tracie, what time do you go to bed every night? Usually.
Midnight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Andy?
So midnight also, but I just found out it's supposed to be 10:30 if we're following our circadian rhythm.
It absolutely is.
Oh, well, then I'm more than following mine because I'm in the bed ordinarily around 9:30. What time do you get up every day, Tracie?
6 o'clock.
6 a.m. And Sandy?
It depends. 7,
like that. What?
7 or 8. It depends.
7 or 8. See, that's why I go at 9 because I get up at 4. The reason I asked that was because do you remember how when we were younger, because Tracie, we already know, because you put it all out there the other day, 50 and fabulous, all up in the air from last week when you were on your trip.
Yes, and I can still jump. I can still jump.
Yes, you can. I can too. Throw a spider in my direction. You'll see just how high and far. Sandy, how can I?
Oh, I'll be 50 February.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm a leap year baby though, so February 29th. So I'm really only 12 years old.
Right. Okay.
That's right.
Oh, that's funny.
I like that, Sandy.
Yes. I met somebody else recently who said they were a leap year baby. I found that so interesting. So let me just ask while we're on that. When you were a kid, what day did they celebrate your birthday on those?
Lauren, I was tortured as a child. So my mother celebrated March 1st. But I found out later that leap year babies are supposed to celebrate February 28th. And then now I celebrate both days, the 28th, which I'm supposed to celebrate, and March 1st, which is the day my mother celebrated. So when my actual birthday comes, I'm a little disappointed because I only get one day.
I wouldn't. I'd string all three of them
I
babies
was gonna
together.
say, just do all three.
Right. I mean, I have nieces that wear tiaras the whole month of their birthday. That's just too much. I'm not saying any names, Sherry. So anyway, um, um, does anyone know why they even have leap year? What is that all about? Just skipping a day like it doesn't exist. Is it the planets and stuff?
How the planets don't go around the sun full days, and so they figured if they had one extra day every 4 years, that it would keep the seasons in place. And then it's also the day that the Greeks decided to do the Olympics.
Oh,
So that was the original.
See, there
Olympic
it is.
day.
I knew it had a commercial slant to it, even way back with the Greeks, which, of course, according to history, we love them. So anyway, I'm just saying that's another show. But it just seems like the seasons would land where they're going to land regardless of what days we put on the calendar. I don't get that. But anyway, there it is. Okay, well, leap year, baby. And Lady Tracie, thank you all for that information. But what I was getting at was, do you remember when we were younger and it was like on weekends and you were going to go out? You didn't even start getting ready until like 10. Do you remember that?
Oh,
right.
Absolutely.
I've been in bed a whole hour when people are up getting dressed to go out.
Yeah. Well, I actually came home, took my disco nap, then I got up at 10, got ready, and then went out.
So speaking of disco, Tracie, do you remember disco?
I do remember disco.
You do. You know, y'all, that's a shame. I do too. I ain't lying. I had the silk shirts, the little scarves that hung down, my members only jacket, all of it. And I liked disco, but I did not like two things about it. Those songs that went on saying the same phrase for like 40 minutes. Oh my God, I couldn't stand that. And I couldn't ever master those dances where you had to dance with somebody and slide your arms all down each other and turn around and all that kind of, no, I wanted to freestyle. That's why they call me Uncle Carlton in my family. They claim I can't dance, but I don't know what's wrong with them.
That's a lie.
Huh?
I've seen you. That's a lie. I've seen you dance.
Let me ring it. Thank you, Sandi.
You're
And
welcome.
was that before or after you outgrew the seeing eye dog?
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, but
Because clearly you must have been blind that night. Really? Oh, thank you.
I want to see this. I want to see you dance now.
Okay, you will too. Quit playing that. Be careful what you ask for. So, Sandi,
Yes.
Power of We Chicago. We're going back. Yes, we're going back. I'm so excited. April 28th. Tracie will be there.
Yes.
And hopefully little Jordan, her son who just entered high school. Trying to convince him to be one of our youth speakers. That's still, we're waiting on that verdict to come back from the jury. But Sandi, you wanted to talk a little bit about your experience, that very first one. And that was there was nothing to go on. That was the model year. So tell us how it felt for you.
So the Power of We, I'm trying to figure out how I got there. I want to say Jason Cisneros invited me, and it was in Chicago. So I live in Chicago. So I said, I love supporting children.
Yeah.
And that's when I first met you. And what I want to say about the Power of We is that the children that came, you could tell that a lot of them have never really had a reason to get dressed up. And they did. And then when they saw that red carpet, they just thought their eyes got so big, like, this is for us. Yeah. They couldn't believe it. And they enjoyed it, and they enjoyed the red carpet. But once they got in, they got into their shells again, got into whatever environment they came from, and just were very uncertain. And
because they're in a mansion. A lot of them had never been in, most of them, I think, had never been inside of a mansion.
Correct. Never been in a mansion, maybe never downtown. A lot of nevers were happening that day. Maybe never dressed up.
Yeah.
So once they got in there, they kind of got in their shells again. And, they slouched in their seats and they weren't certain what was happening. But by the end of that day,
Yeah.
their shoulders were back. Their heads were high. They were completely confident, joyful, laughing, speaking to adults.
Yeah.
Wouldn't look people in the eye, looking people in the eye, shaking hands. It was the best transformation I've seen this quickly. Decades were compressed into that one day to
Oh.
help these children know that there was something else out there and that they did not need to follow the programming of their environment.
Yeah.
So a light bulb went off, and all of a sudden they had something else to look forward to. And the most powerful thing about this, in my opinion, my humble opinion, is that most of the speakers had come from similar situations.
Oh, yeah.
Similar neighborhoods.
Yep.
Fell on their ass. Okay? Whatever it was. So as soon as they saw that these people here in evening gowns, tuxedos,
Yeah.
looking fresh to death,
Yeah.
came from where they're coming from, they realized they did not have to stay there. And
That's
that was
absolutely
the
right.
most powerful transformation I've seen.
Oh, thank you.
What
That
a
makes me
power
feel
of
so
we.
good.
Wow.
And let me tell you, did you go out? You were there at the very beginning, right?
Oh yeah, we went out karaokeing that night, remember?
Oh, yeah. After we did the swag bags and stuff, because you guys, in case you guys want to be a part of it this year, we have a humdinger of a time the night before. We meet at the mansion, set everything up, the step and repeats, the carpet's laid out, and we go in the lower ballroom before the vendors set up their tables, and we, as a group, talk, and we put on our Power We t-shirts, and we fill the swag bags with all the goodies that people from all around the world send in ahead of time, books, and we had I don't know, was that was in Atlanta, but the bags. We even had a women's reading circle in Nashua, New Hampshire. They filled out 400 personal cards with their own handwriting and put little affirmations and motivational quotes inside for each child. And Emily Silman and her team, they made all these wonderful bracelets, like Pandora bracelets, one at a time, with each that had a affirmation built into, just wonderful things, because we didn't want to fill those bags with Sprite wanted to be our only sponsor through one of the big power radio stations here in Chicago. And, they were going to write a check for the whole thing. But I said, well, which person will you be sending so the kids can talk to a person who works at Sprite? And there's, we won't do that. So anyway, and they were going to send frisbees and water bottles and bracelets and all that, hats and t-shirts. And we said, no. I said no. Because if you can't send a living person, a kid can't, when they're in the dark or they're feeling like they're in the dark, they can't get anything from a mug or a cup or a hat that's going to give them something to remember, some words, a hug. If you look at our video that we showed the other day, I might show it again today. You see like Don Fawcett hugging a kid. You see people actually praying with kids. And a lot of the people told me, because I was like, oh, I don't know if we should be putting, that on kids. I don't want any backlash about that. Now, you didn't tell us it was a Christian thing. But they said, no, they asked me if I would pray with them. And so I was like, go for it then. Screw that. We're going to do it. And, I'm glad we made that decision as a team to say goodbye to the opportunity with Sprite, because all they wanted to do was get their new soft drink into the urban teens' hands. That's what they told us. We're not interested in anybody. I said, don't you even have somebody in the mailroom that you could send? They were like, afraid not. And so when I told them, well, we're done here. You should have seen their faces because we were on a Zoom call. And that was that. But I'm glad, because, back then we were building it based on, that's why all of those speakers, it was absolutely correct. Not only did they come from the same places as these kids, but each of their, if you watch our sponsorship video, I think I'll show that. Can I show that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Our sponsorship video, which is what got us the award from the United Nations 2 years ago, after we did Atlanta because we had a kid on our stage, Justin Blue, who when he agreed to come speak with us, he was just a regular kid in college, but he got recruited by the, what's it called? The Real World. So he was actually filming in their apartment when it was time for Power We Atlanta. And he came, which means MTV had to come. So they were there for hours. And this is how we started trending. And we trended in Chicago. Magazines and stuff were showing up and yeah, can we come down? And that's just the beauty of bye, honey. Have a great day. See you at 6:15. Don't you dare be a minute late. Steak
Bye,
night.
Brian.
Oh,
Bye,
Sandy
Brian.
Loncar says hi, and Tracie. He said hi as he ran the other way. So anyway, yeah, that just shows you purpose and how, what is greater than if you do one thing, it does 20 or more.
Okay, I have a question, Lauren.
Yeah.
Because you just rode on by this as fast as possible. What do you mean you got an award from the UN?
Yeah, there was a woman, a representative. She was from Nigeria, and she somehow, when we were training in Atlanta, I think Amani Marley, Bob Marley's daughter, who was there, I think she has something to do with it because she's big in the press there, but she's claimed she didn't. But anyway, she sent us those tea towels the other day. Oh, there you are. Hi, towels. They're on the stove. Anyway, she came down. She took a bunch of photos with us all, and next thing you know, like 5 weeks later, we get this thing that says you have been nominated for the United Nations GEM Award, GEM, Global Empowerment Movement Award. And not only did they give us one, but they also gave Justin Blue one. And so that was that. Yeah. So, I mean, and it's funny, as you said, I ran past that. And
Yeah.
that's because I know people make a big deal out of stuff, but it's those kids. They did it. And that's what I want to say about it. That award really belongs to them. And I'm going to pull it up. I got to go to my site real quick. Hold on.
Okay, while you're doing that,
yes.
I understand the kids did it, but somebody had to light the match. And they took the match and lit their candle. But you started that. And I hope you understand how powerful that is. Because in our moments, right, everyone talks about, doing this, loving the kids, loving this, and wanting to do stuff to help others. But only people like you actually get off their butt and do it, right? What is the saying? Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah.
Right? So you need to understand how powerful you are.
Thank you.
Okay? Because you come from the heart. You're heart-centered.
Well, there's still a lot of that kid who was those kids, and that is still those kids. And let me just give you a setup about this. And Marlon Haywood, Dr. Haywood, he got his PhD the day we filmed this. And the T-shirt he's wearing, the kids gave him. But these were the very first kids that we went down, and it was at Rush. It was at a school that is a feeder school to Ivy League schools. And these kids come from the hardest hit areas of the city. Some of these kids leave home at 5 a.m. in order to make all their connections to get to the school. And they don't get home sometimes till 9 and 10 at night because they have after school jobs and stuff. And all of them that you see in this video, none of them had ever seen themselves on film except for maybe Facebook things that they do. And there was no scripting. The very first thing that jumped at me when we got there that morning, our team got there, was there was a hearse, a brand new hearse parked right out, but you'll see it in the video. And we were like, what's that about? And I'm looking around, where's the funeral home? Where's the graveyard? Where's the church? Nothing. They said, we don't know why that is parked there, but it's there every single day. Someone drops it off before we get to school, and they pick it up sometime in the evening. Because parents have driven by there at night to check the story of the kids, and it's not there. So I was like, I don't know. Well, God, okay, we're going to use it. So in here, a couple things. you'll hear me saying, we have the power of fill in the blank. Those titles were all of the speaking topics of all of the speakers. They came with their superpower. I said, what was the one thing that when you were one of these kids that spoke to you, that you saw as like a golden grappling hook between you and what you believe to be greater than yourself, that you held on to pull yourself up and out or through? And so they each brought their own. And so that's what you'll hear. And then you'll see, I asked the kids to reenact, who wanted to reenact their most recent disappointment or pain moment, something real, so people can understand what you're up against every day. Because don't forget, every one of the kids you're going to see went on, and they're all going into their senior year right now. I'm in contact with all of them. Some of them are actually coming and going to speak at the April 28th Power of We. And they went off to Princeton, Harvard, Brown, Duke. What's the law school? I'll think of it. The kid that you're going to see. You'll see a kid in there studying for an AP chemistry exam in the dark. That's because the night before, he literally was in the projects in the hallway reading, trying to study for this exam. He went to Georgetown. He's about to go to law school next year. He's the kid you'll see me pull up. Because his mom had messed up the money, drugs, alcohol, you name it. And then there's a girl, you see her slamming a door in my assistant's face. And thank you, Brenda Tucker-Jeffries. And her thing was, she said, I saved for 7 months to buy a used dress off of eBay to go to prom with 2 other girls. And so she'd been hiding her money in her room. Her mom was addicted to crack and heroin. And the day before, she said, her mom said, oh, Miss So-and-so from whatever apartment brought you that $20 bill to go towards your prom. And so she acted like she left the mother, and she really didn't. She just slammed the door and hid. The daughter comes in and gets the money, goes in her room, shuts her door, goes to her secretive place, puts the money there, but the mama drilled a hole through the wall and was looking. And when she went to school, she went and got all that money, and the girl didn't get to go. And so and then I want to leave you with this. When we took this video back after editing, they let us use their auditorium, and we brought pizza and wings because that's what they voted as far as what they wanted to celebrate. And they watched themselves on the big screen. I didn't want to show it on a monitor or on a phone. I wanted them to see this 4K video, like a movie. And they wrote down, I had them before the movie, write down what their top joy was right now in this moment. And just like you would expect from kids about to go to college, I said, what is your biggest joy for this summer? That's what I asked. They said things like, oh, going to Target with my granny to buy the stuff for my dorm room, or finding out, I'm waiting on that letter to find out who my roommates are, blah, blah, blah. And then after we showed it to them, I said, now write down your greatest fear going into this summer. And every single one of them said the same thing in a different way. I'm just afraid now because this is so big, just seeing my dream on the screen. I'm afraid that something is going to happen to me before summer is over in my neighborhood that's going to cost me my life. Wow. And I'll never get to see this dream become a reality. And I lost it. Wow. So the voiceover in here too was another piece, because when it was time to write it, again, my intention pen right here is what I believe. And this is when that became real to me, through me, not from me, because I really intended to sit down and just write the copy. And Greater Than said, no, it's been written for you. And actually, I want you to speak it just like this. Mm-hmm. And so when you see this, those are all the things, all the intersections of purpose that went into this. And I followed it. We followed it. We followed like the hearse, things that showed up that we didn't expect, but we knew that they were there for a reason. And I told those kids that day, one day I hope you get to see how you have changed history by sharing what you've shared today. So without further ado, I'm going to show our sponsorship video and show you these wonderful, 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 wonderful kids. So here we go. Share the screen. Make sure I get the sound. All right. And here we go. Oh, I'm going to lose it. I can tell. Happens every time. It really
Don't
does.
manifest that, Lauren.
No, I mean, it's
Language
just,
is important.
I can't help it because they mean so much to me. When I say lose it, I mean, you'll see.
Oh, you mean lose it that way.
We shouldn't be here. Statistics say they should be on the streets, in jail, or worse. Statistics say their dreams will never see the light of day. A lot of people never see this side of things, where I've been and where these kids are. A lot of people never see how we try to make something of nothing. They never see how hard we have to work to keep our dreams from being stolen by one tough decision. A lot of people don't realize that the margin for error for a young life lost to darkness and a life of success comes down to just one opportunity. But we have the power to change that. Not only do we have the power, we have the responsibility to keep sharing our light on the path for those who want to find their way out of darkness. We have the power of adversity, overcoming every obstacle to make our dreams a reality. We have the power of choice, knowing that every day we can choose to succumb or to keep moving forward. We have the power of control, knowing our destiny is within our hands. And we have the power of confidence, because each and every one of us has greatness within. We have the power of leadership, forging a path not only for ourselves, but for others just like us. We have the power of passion, pouring every ounce of our being, every breath of our souls into our biggest dreams. We have the power of harmony, knowing that we achieve more as we create an infallible social compatibility. We have the power of love, where our purity, decency, and truth will heal the world. We have the power of tranquility, in that we can exchange the chaos, turbulence, and the noise for the cool composure and serenity of the dream achieved. We have the power of community, where there is strength in numbers and a responsibility to each other, because together we can do more. We have the power of action, because knowing is not enough. We must apply. Willing is not enough. We must do.
What you do
What you do should mean something. What you do should make a difference. What you do should provide an opportunity to increase the power of we. So please, use your power to change the world by registering to sponsor our deserving youth leaders of today and beyond. For together, we can, we will do great things.
Yay. I know. I just love it. Those kids, you see what I mean, though?
Yeah.
I mean, every one of them, the snapping of the jacket up, when she slammed that door. And they said later, when I would have one-on-ones with them through their freshman year, that they were so glad they had an opportunity to exercise those demons, and they didn't carry it to school with them. They didn't feel like this opportunity replaced what they thought they had lost because they were able to show something through it. And it just, I'm telling you what, man, that's what I mean. It just, every time I watch it, and I'm grateful because that's the thing that's why I say that award belongs to them. It truly does. And all those kids that are yet to come. But there's also one other piece. I want to share real quick. It's just like 12 seconds. But I really struggled with whether I should include it on the website, but I did. And when you go and you can watch under our gallery, there are all these different opportunities to see interviews from our speakers. But I added this last thing because there was one group, one city, the very first one I went to, the hardest city, it was on the news this morning, Inglewood, with an E, because a 4-year-old got shot there last night. And I headed there first, had tons of meetings. And long story short, their 25 kids didn't get to come, even though they were waiting in front of their prearranged meet place, the barbershop in town. No one sent the chaperones that we had to have for liability reasons for them to come. We had luxury buses because they lost their bus contract at the last minute. Jason put the word out. We had the money. We hired the buses, and they couldn't come. And so all day long, when I would go back to the kitchen area to check on the caterers and stuff, I'd see those 25 chairs stacked back there, and I wondered, where are those kids? And it was about 2 days later, that weekend, when I got the news where 2 of them had been that day, because, kids are kids, and they had already gotten permission slips, and, so they were out doing what kids do, seniors. And so I just, not for any other reason other than I want everybody to remember how important it is. What happened to Tracie? To not, let's look at her chair. Well, maybe I'll remove her while we're doing that. She must be doing something. To never drop the ball on a kid if you can help it. I will never, ever, ever, ever again. I will never forget why and how it felt like when I went in that back space all day long, even after lunch, and I saw those chairs, something grabbed me and made me look at them. I was to the point where I was like, can we get rid of those chairs? I'm sick of looking over there. I can't really enjoy what's going on. And then, like I said, this news came, and then I knew why. Share the screen, and it's on there because it's a part of the experience, and transparency. Oh wait, hold on. That's not what I want. I saw that already. I want. Bear with me. This again does something to me, and I hope it does for the rest of my life. I hope it does, and that's the truth. Okay, here it is. Yeah, that's it.
A few minutes ago, the 18-year-old girl who was shot last week during a drive-by outside of Calumet City Mall has died. It's Kristen Ross. She and a 17-year-old boy were shot in the Macy's parking lot at River Oak Shopping Center on Thursday night. Calumet City police say they were targeted. So far, no one has been arrested in that case.
That is my mall.
Wow.
That's the mall I grew up at.
So do you remember that?
I remember that story because I remember thinking, like, I used to go there.
Yeah. And when you see that and you combine it to what those 10 kids wrote that afternoon, that they were afraid something was going to happen to them that summer, it made it real in a way. It's true when they say you can see things you'll never unsee and you can hear things you'll never unhear. And we think that's a bad thing. But in this case, I'm glad I'll never unsee that. I'm glad I'll never unhear that, because I'm going to do everything I can to, if I got to go and pick a kid up myself, that particular thing won't ever happen again. And I'm ringing the bell on that. So Yeah, you guys, more information coming if you want. We're constantly looking for volunteers, whether you live in the Chicago area or not. Greta Rose is our volunteer coordinator, Greta Lachelle Rose. You'll find her on my Facebook page as a friend if you want to reach out to her, find out how you can get involved, or just hit me up. But lots of things, you know, if you're interested in being a vendor, we're going to have 200 people that are from the community at this one. We're increasing the number of adults that have nothing to do with those kids. They're from the community. We want them to come and understand that we need them. If nothing else, and what we love about that is we try to invite business owners and things in the communities that the kids come from, so that they can know this person, Miss Rosetta, who has the pie shop or whatever. Because if a kid is ever in danger, we want them to know those places that along their everyday routes that they can go to should they need help, and no one will question why you're there. I'm one of the good ones, is what we want them to understand. And this is what the power of we is really all about. Not just every, you know, other year, not just every year, not just every month, not just every day, every week, but every moment. You know, I know for a fact, because Melanie Ramos, an 8th grader who was in our essay contest in Atlanta, wrote in her tiny, cramped 2-bedroom apartment with her 4 siblings and her 2 parents a 500-word essay about how she dreamed of creating a website that was a fake website to trap predators that are out to get kids. And she used the retinal scan idea because it's almost 100% positive of the true age of a person. And she used the example of how we unlock our phones with our finger or thumbprint. Now you can face recognition, same premise. And it would let people in who were predators, and they would have agents in there pretending to be kids, keeping them busy while the authorities are on the way. I was on a AM radio station promoting the Power of We Atlanta the day before, and a venture capitalist who had a niece currently missing due to trafficking, an 8-year-old niece, heard the story and called the station. They put me on, and we talked. He came down the next day, met Melanie, heard her read her essay. Today, Melanie has $750,000 endowment and 6 Georgia Tech scientists working on this very idea that an 8th grader wrote in her bedroom one night, thinking it was to get a grade and get to come to the Power of We in Atlanta. And she most likely has changed the legacy piece for generations of her family to come and save the lives of countless others. I'm telling you, you guys, our resources for the future live in what is our future, which are the children. We need to do better. Like Jason said last week on the show, we're one of the only countries in the world who does not revere their elderly, hold them up and love them up and take care of them like they deserve to be taken care of. We are the only country that lets our children just be snatched in broad daylight. And we must do better. All of us, we must do better. So I'm just so grateful that we have yet another vehicle to make a difference.
Yes.
So, you know, okay. Wow. Man. So, Tracie, what do you want to wrap with? And then we'll go over to Miss Sandi.
I'm actually looking forward to the Power of We. I mean, I can't get off of this now, just because of the lives that have been changed there, and I can't wait to be a part of that for April 2022. I can't wait for that.
It is so wonderful.
Yeah.
It really is. And we're bringing Dorothy Jarrett. She was the principal of Summer Hour Middle School, where we went, and she sent 250 kids to the Atlanta Power of We. And she's going to come in and do our welcome address this year, all the way from Atlanta. She's now the principal of the largest high school in Atlanta, and just a wonderful, wonderful person. So, Sandi, you say you do work with any kids? Where do you tell us about that?
So I've been I'm in digital marketing in the auto industry, but I also have been a part of the Tony Robbins organization, crewing and security and stuff like that. And then I've been just supporting CERT Ministries, right? Which we both support.
Tell them about that for a minute.
Sure. So CERT Ministries is a group of former servicemen and women who volunteer to go into areas that the government cannot go to rescue children. Now, one of the most amazing things is that they just go where they are needed. So this shit show we just went through with all of these servicemen in Afghanistan that were coming out. Well, a bunch of private citizens and former military men and women got together and went and supported and got our people out of there. And CERT Ministries and Jason Cisneros were a part of that.
Wow.
And
yes. So if you're looking to support real people who use the funding to actually do the work, CERT Ministries is where you need to be looking.
Wow.
And not to mention, it's also giving purpose and meaning to our servicemen and women. Once they come out and they leave and they don't know what to do, a lot of them get caught up in drugs or alcohol because they lost that purpose and meaning. So when they do something like this, they get that purpose and meaning back. I think we need to definitely look at how we can also support all of these service members that are coming back now after 20 years of watching horrible things. They're going to need our support more than ever.
Amen.
So,
yes. Yeah. So true. And that is why, for the first time, we were like, model be damned. We're going to partner with an outside nonprofit to make an even greater difference and have a specific theme this time. And it is about keeping our kids safe. So there's self-defense breakout rooms and social media etiquette. Our mentoring program is in full effect there again this year, where we do that in every city, where we match local kids with local mentors so that we can get the ball started. We don't want to just leave the venue and the rappers from where we were there as proof that we were there. We want to leave an ember.
Which reminds me, you were sold out last time. Where am I getting my ticket? Because I can buy it now.
Yeah, actually, those tickets are going to start selling right around the 15th of October, and we're building up for that now. And don't worry.
Present.
Thank you. Yes, exactly. I want to thank our guest today, Miss Sandi Loncar, and Tracie, the reset coach, Randolph. Don't forget, you can catch Tracie tonight. She is going to be speaking. Join them at 7 p.m. Eastern. Here is the link right there on your screen. I'll also drop it in the comments in case you want to hyperlink over after we get out of here. Sandi and Tracie, I just want to say thank you both. I love these times. That's when a guest cancels, I'm never sweating that again. Some of the most wonderful times have come as a result of that. And what does that mean? That means that everything, and I do mean everything, is purposeful. Nothing we ever experience is about just one thing. So no matter how it feels in minute one, give it another minute. And I guarantee you, if you are seeking the truth in it, it will find you. Even if you can't find it. Get out today and be the best you can be. Be the gift you'd like to receive. And I'll see you, God willing, tomorrow morning, right out front on the front porch for our next episode, when our guest will be Jack Shung, country singer and disabled veteran, who's making a big stir down in Nashville. We will have more of that. And Friday, Allison Summers and her new book will be here. I'll see you. Get out there, you guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. Have the best day ever. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. But you walk right past me, pretending like you don't see